Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode. Actually, this is episode 98 of Carmela's Wrestling Radio Relived. Hi, Jeannie. How you doing?
Hi, Carm. I'm good. How are you? I'm so excited
Oh,
for today. Oh
I
my
am too.
God.
I'm very excited. This was a long time in the making.
Yes.
I got to be honest with you. I'm going to say first that I'm cold. Okay. It's really cold. And I wanted to say I got my Bruv t-shirt on. Okay. Because that's my Will Ospreay t-shirt. Love him. Okay, anyway, without any further ado, I want to say like a lot of stuff, but I don't want to keep her waiting. Just wanted to say a quick hello to people that we always say hello to, Douglas and Michelle, and I'm trying to think of who the other one is right now.
Chuck.
Always Chuck. Chuck and I are working on something together. And of course, David. We can't forget my David. He and I are working on something together as well. So this is cool. I like saying hello to everybody. These people are religious, faithful um, watchers, listeners, and commenters. So that's important to us. But anyway, God bless you all. I'm glad you're here. And without any further ado, I'm beyond excited. We have the one, the only, this young lady is with us.
Legendary.
Legendary, unbelievable legend she is. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody welcome Missy Hyatt. Hi, Missy.
Hello. Hi.
How are
Woo!
you?
Thank you.
Well, first of all, okay, thank you for coming onto the show because I know it's been a little bit of a process. Um, I wanted to say publicly, we're very sorry to hear about your puppy. You told me
No,
that,
thank you. And I just
yeah,
had a
that.
problem with my other little dog today. He's got
Oh,
a messed up shoulder and elbow, and he had to go get X-rays, and he's in a cage. Right, he's on cage duty for at least a week,
oh,
and he can't. I can walk him with a leash, but he can't run. And
oh,
but he's limping around right now, little
poor
guy.
baby.
So,
Oh, how old
yeah,
is he?
I love my children. They're like my children. They're
Oh,
little
I
dogs.
know for
Fur
sure.
babies. Absolutely.
Yeah,
I
how
love
old?
Yeah.
animals more than people. So,
It's,
yes,
well, because
absolutely.
animals don't lie to you. Animals don't
And they
cheat
love you no
you.
matter what. They love you without
Yes.
any makeup.
Yep.
They love you if you're having a bad
Yeah.
day. You can yell at them. They still love you.
They
So,
always do. They love you no matter what you do. They love you no matter what you look like. They love you for every little thing. All you got to do is give them a little bit of love, a little bit of food, and
hmm
they're good to go.
yeah.
Um, okay, so let me explain something to you real quick. Our podcast is about old school. We
Okay.
like to do a
That's
lot of
me.
old school. Yeah, right. A lot of stories and stuff like that. So you said earlier that we could ask you anything we
Yeah.
wanted.
Ask me
Um,
whatever. Yeah.
I
Whatever
wanted
you want.
okay, I wanted to confirm this. I read this about you and I'm really impressed. You have a college degree in psychology, is that correct?
Yes. From
God
Marymount Manhattan College.
God bless you. That is
Thank you.
amazing. That is wonderful. And it's funny because we see a certain Missy Hyatt, in wrestling, especially when you were younger, with the glitz and glamour and all that stuff. And you don't think right then and there that this beautiful woman also has a degree in psychology,
Well,
like
I
that's
didn't get my
kind of
degree until 2001. It was after wrestling that I went to school. Yeah.
okay, well,
Yeah.
still, I mean, that's amazing. I think
Oh well,
that's
thank
great.
you.
Thank you. So listen, what started you in wrestling? Let's start from the beginning.
Well, I wasn't really a fan until I was 17, and I saw it
Hmm.
on TV, and I fell in love with it. And I knew right then and there I wanted to be in wrestling, and I didn't know what I wanted to do. I knew I didn't want to be a wrestler because I'm a girly girl. I don't want to get hurt,
Hmm.
and which is stupid because I did all those cat fights and stuff, which I got the crap kicked out of me every night. But
Yeah, and you got hurt anyway.
I sure, oh my god, I sure feel it every day when I wake up. But like doing the crazy bumps and especially like the girls now, I have to give them props.
Hmm.
These girls are so talented now, and just the way the athleticism, the gymnastics ability. Like I tried to take gymnastics when I was younger because I wanted to be a cheerleader. I could not even do a flip flop, the back roll
Hmm.
thing. I'm too
Yeah.
scared to go back over. I'm a chicken, I'm a big chicken. So,
Yeah, but you
I
did a
really
lot
have
in
to
the
hand it
ring
to the
though.
girls nowadays because they are amazing at some of the stuff that they do. The athleticism is just so totally awesome. But
I think actually they're better than some of the men, to be
oh,
honest
they
with you.
definitely are. They definitely
Hmm.
are. And
Yeah.
I fell in love with wrestling. I started going to shows, meeting people, being around it, then meeting Johnny, and just accidentally, I got into it by accident, just being in the right place at the right time,
Okay. Okay. So when you started, what organization did you start in first?
World class in September of 1985. I just celebrated my 40th anniversary.
Wow. God bless
Wow.
you.
Yeah.
Holy moly. So who, now you were with Johnny Tatum a lot. Okay.
Hollywood John
Uh,
Tatum.
yeah. In the beginning. So you were basically, I'm going to say, I don't know about trained, but did he have anything to do with your training as to what
No,
to
I was
do?
not trained. I was never trained. I was just told to go out there and just do it. I was never trained. I wasn't you know, I was just told to go out there and fight like a girl, and that's what I did, Sunshine, if anything, Sunshine really kind of trained me and told me what to do and what not to do and yelled at me and
Mhm.
everything like that. But you know, I didn't get any training.
Oh, wow, that's
I
I
wish I
didn't
would
know
have.
that. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Uh,
But you handled it well. It didn't look like you didn't have any training at all,
well,
okay?
thank you. Sure
No,
didn't
I'm
know what I was doing.
serious, but from like you've had a lot of experience with what Jeannie and I talk about a lot with regard to how women were treated back in the day. I mean, now I'm not 100% sure it's that much better, but it's a little better. But back in the day, women were regarded as a lesser human being. How was
Well,
that
not
for
a
you?
lesser human being, but more of like they don't need to be in our business. Like the lady wrestlers were thought of like as midgets or something, as a specialty act. They
Mhm.
weren't
Okay.
thought of as being one of the boys or in the business or anything. I don't think they were. At least back in the 80s they weren't,
Right.
you know.
So how did that feel to you to be treated
I never
like
got
that?
that bias from them until WCW. When I was told that I ought to be happy with what I'm getting paid, that I don't have a husband, a wife and family to feed, and stuff, remarks like that to me. But,
Mm,
when I started, I wasn't treated like that at all. If anything, I was paid, Fritz von Erich paid me quite well,
okay.
I thought I was treated really good back then.
Did you know the Moolah, Fabulous Moolah?
I didn't really know her. I'd met her, but I didn't really know her.
Okay, because she was integral in doing a lot of the training with the young talent.
Yeah, she tried it. She asked me if I wanted to come to her school. I met her, I think, in 1990 or something. And she's like, "Oh, you should come and let me train you." And I was like, "No, I don't think so." I had heard too many stories about her and everything. I
Yeah.
was like, "Nah, I don't think so."
Yeah, well, you're lucky you did that because we had Susan Green on
Oh
as
yeah.
a couple of different times. She's coming back again, and she told us horror stories. We're also going to have I don't know if you ever met uh Victoria Otis. She also went to Mula School, and it wasn't very pleasant. But
Yeah.
when
I've
you
heard a
when
lot of
you
stories.
yeah, a lot of them. Yeah. So when you left where you started, what made you go into the WCW? How did that come about?
No, I was just there with Johnny and we were backstage and I had sent my pictures to the booker at WWF at the time, which was
Mhm.
oh, what was his name? I don't remember. Anyway, I sent my photos up there and he called me and he's like, "Hey, we're thinking about putting a valet with Randy Poffo." And he
Okay.
goes, "Do you know who that is?" I was like, "No, I don't know who that is." I didn't know he was talking about Randy Savage, but he was talking about
Right.
Randy Savage.
Right.
And I was like, "Yeah." And so I think he thought I was Baby Doll or something because he knew it was in Texas and a Texas number. But I just sent photos of myself and said, I really want to be a manager, valet, whatever. And so then Johnny told Rick Hazard, who told David Manning. David Manning was one of our bosses, and David Manning, I remember sitting in Lawton, Oklahoma, and David's like, "So when do you want to start working and being Johnny's valet?" And I'm like, "I don't know, whenever you want me to." "Okay, Friday night, be there at Sportatorium." I'm like, "Okay." I think that pushed them to get me to hire me a little bit, you know.
Mhm.
So
Okay. Well, we had a lot of experiences with you. If you remember correctly, back in the '80s, Jeannie was with us, and I was partnered with Joel Goodhart and
yeah.
my ex-husband. Yeah, and we had you as a guest for a luncheon at a place called the Bus Stop. And
Okay. I remember doing
yeah,
the luncheon. I don't remember where it was at, but I remember doing
yeah,
that.
and well, it was a local place in Philadelphia. We had a lot of our luncheons and things like that, and like people flipped out, like they loved you. We had a lot of attendance that day. It was really good. How do you react to um the reaction that you get from the fans, or that you used to get when you
I
first
get a lot of
started
great
out?
reactions, and I really appreciate it, especially now. I get these younger kids that come up to me and they're like, "Oh my God, Clash of the Champions 12 or what?" I don't even know what they're saying, but
Yeah,
Clash of the Champions, when you got thrown in the water trough, I'm like, "Dude, you weren't even born yet." They go, "Yeah, but it was on the Peacock channel. I just saw it last week."
yeah,
It's so cool that you get these kids now that are just realizing, that weren't even born when you were doing your stuff, watching your stuff. And it's kind of cool. And you got YouTube out there too that shows all the
exactly.
stuff. So
Yeah,
it's kind of
there's a
cool.
lot. Yeah, it's all over the place. So if anybody wants to see Missy, go on, just type in Missy Hyatt and a whole bunch of stuff will come up. I already
Yeah, a
did
bunch
that.
of stuff
Yeah,
comes
for
up.
sure. Yeah, so out of all the federations you were in, which one do you feel was your best or your most accomplished?
I loved working in world class the best because you were home every night, just about, and made great money. And everywhere you went, the TV was so strong in the Dallas Fort Worth area and all over Texas that anywhere you went, you were treated like a superstar. We went to Israel and treated like a superstar. I had never been had treated like that before, during, or after. I mean, during, yes, but not after. I'd never been treated like that. I mean, it was
Wow.
amazing. It was amazing. I mean, I'd go to the mall and be looking at clothes and have these young girls follow me. Are you going to wear that on the show this weekend?
Oh,
Are you buying that for wrestling? Stuff like
that's
that.
so
It was
that's
really
great.
fun.
That's
Yeah, it was
sweet.
fun. I
Well,
miss that. I miss
I,
that. And
I
I miss
bet, I
the
bet
old
you
days
do.
of wrestling territories, you know.
Wrestling territories, in my opinion, were the best times.
The
They
best.
really
Yeah, it
were.
was the best
Absolutely.
Yeah,
time.
they were the best
And I
times.
think about that stupid Maggione guy that shot that United Healthcare, president. I go, why don't you shoot somebody that really killed wrestling?
Yeah, really.
Well, there's a bunch of people. I got a list. I don't understand shooting somebody you don't know. I got a lot of list of
Right.
people that I'd like to shoot that I don't like. Well, are you leaving? My roommate's leaving. So where you go? Oh, you go sit?
No, my meeting.
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't
Go
get
to your
the
meeting.
offer.
Okay. Did you talk to your girlfriend about going and taking care of Bonnie?
No, I haven't seen her yet.
Okay.
I'm hoping she'll be at the HSC meeting with
Oh,
her.
okay. See you later. My roommate. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Tell her bye. Well, I'm
Everybody says
glad.
bye.
I'm hoping Jeannie and I are not on that list. So
No, no. It's only icky men.
only
No
icky
women.
men. You know what?
Yeah,
And
no
you're
men.
right.
No women. No
Some
women
men are
would ever be
very,
on my
very
list.
icky. Yeah, some men are
Yes.
very icky. Some men are not.
Yeah.
Did you ever work with Dusty Rhodes?
Yeah, he was my boss for a long
Tell
time
us,
in world class.
tell
I
us what
mean,
it was
in
like to work with him.
WCW.
What was it like to work with him?
Oh, he was the best. I love Dusty. He was an amazing, smart man. He was talented, brilliant, and I used to love him because he would just tell me what to do and just say, "Honey, you just go do it. I know you can do it." And he never gave me a lot of direction. He never was like a helicopter boss or anything like that. He just told me what he wanted and I did it, and he was always happy. I mean, he never complained to me, at least that I know of. But he was a great guy to work for. I
That's
went
good.
to
Well,
his
we heard.
funeral. I was so scared going to his funeral because I didn't tell anybody I was going, and I drove down from Tallahassee to Tampa, and I got there, and there was like a guy with a clipboard, and they were like letting people in, or to the
Right.
property, or I'm like, oh
Mhm.
my God, no one knows, they're not going to let me in. Like I drove 5 hours to come here, so I pull
Aw.
up there, and I'm like, hi. I don't know if I'm on the list. And then one guy stand behind. Oh, that's Missy. She's okay. She's part of the family. Let her in. Okay,
Oh,
thank
that's
you.
nice. That's really nice. That's
Yeah,
nice.
I want to pay my respects because he was so wonderful to me, and what a great man he was. And I just, really think a lot of him.
Now, we heard stories about Dusty, and Jeannie and I have experienced the other side of Dusty, where he was not always the nicest person. Okay. I know that with a few other female wrestlers, he was a little coarse, and he was a little bit, I think as he got a little older, Jeannie has her own opinions, right, Jeannie, about Dusty?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yes, but I didn't know him the way Missy does. So I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
I just know the experience I had with him, and he was not a kind man to the
Really,
families.
that's a shame because everybody
He
has
just
different,
really, it's
with
in the
that
Philadelphia
happens
area.
with
Yeah.
everybody. That happens with everybody. You
Yeah.
can have one person has a different experience with another person. It just matters what day you meet them on. I'm sure people have had really bad experiences with me. I don't know.
Oh.
I'm sure there's a few people out there that can say, "Oh my God, what a bitch she is."
Yeah.
So I'm
I
sure
don't
it
know
just
about all
matters.
that.
You might have caught him on a bad day or something. He was just
Well,
always good to me. So I
Right. Yeah.
I never go by what people say about other people because
mhm,
you never know how they met the person.
right.
So you
Right.
don't know. I
Sure.
always wait and let my experience. How I judge a person is by my experience.
Okay.
So.
Now, let me ask you, with regard to your wrestling. I want to say wrestling. Obviously, you did not really wrestle, but
Right.
as far as your wrestling experience, um, were you ever hurt? Like, did you ever take a bad bump? Did you
Oh
ever get
yeah, many a
any?
times. Many a times I broke
I
my
read that you broke
thumb.
your elbow. Is that
Yeah, broke
correct?
my elbow, broke my thumb. All my teeth have been laminated. Um, I have sciatica really bad. I need two new shoulders. My right shoulder's really messed up. Well, my left one's pretty bad too.
Mhm.
I'm just beat up. I turned 60 and I just started falling apart left and right. I just had surgery last week on my neck.
Oh
Um,
God.
yeah, I have carpal tunnel really bad. I think that just spurred up from now that I'm a barber. It just came up all of a sudden. But I never
Mhm.
had problems with my hands until I became a barber. And now I'm
Okay.
having problems with my hands. But I think it all stems back from being 20 years old, 21 years old, not being trained, going in the ring, rolling around, doing stupid shit in the ring and
Yeah.
getting the crap kicked out of them and not really noticing when I was hurt, like my knees and this, that, and the other, like not noticing and taking care of an injury like I would have, like I should have, and because you
Yeah.
worked every night. It's not like
Yeah.
nowadays you only work 2 nights a week or 3 nights a week. You worked
Right.
7 days a week. So,
What's funny listening to you sound like me, but I'm older than you, but you sound like I never wrestled and I have all those bumps and bruises as well. It's
maybe
from all
I
the
don't know.
different.
I thought it was just all taking all the bumps. I was hoping it wasn't my age, but I guess
Well,
that could be it too.
it's not just your age. I'm 68, but
Oh, you're not that much older, so stop.
no, I've had very difficult jobs, and I think whether you're in the ring or not in the ring, what you do with your body throughout the course of your life does have a lot to do with it. And like you said, when we're younger, we don't think about it. Oh, my leg hurts. It'll be all right tomorrow. Just keep going. But like I had incredible
Yeah.
jobs. Yeah, I worked at a supermarket. I used to unload tractor trailers by myself. I had
Oh my God.
3
My
jobs for
girlfriend does
30
that now
years.
for Hobby Lobby. They work her like a government mule.
Yeah, it's true.
She
So
unloads trucks all the time.
yeah, I did a lot of that. I had 3 jobs for 30 years all at the
Oh
same
my
time.
God.
So it's a lot. And I think it's not necessarily just, I mean, wrestling obviously does it and getting bumps and all that, but I think it's whatever you do throughout your life that you don't absolutely realize you have to take care of. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like I've had multiple surgeries. I have 23 pieces of metal in my spine. I
Oh my
have an
God.
artificial I have an artificial shoulder. My knees are both
Well, let me
artificial.
tell you something about the shoulder. I won't do it because it only lasts like 15 years. And I was getting cortisone in them. And then he said, well, once the cortisone stops, you're going to have to get a shoulder replacement. Well, I
Mhm.
started trying the peptides, and the peptides has worked for me so far. But
Okay. Well, I got mine done about maybe 4 years ago, and I went back to another doctor to get it checked, and he looked at my X-ray and he says it's crooked. So
oh no.
apparently it was done crooked. So instead
Oh
of being
shit.
straight, it's on an angle, and I'm
Hmm.
having a lot of pain, a lot of problems with this shoulder.
Oh
So,
no. See, that's why I won't do it. I don't trust
yeah.
stuff. The peptides, my one doctor wouldn't give me the bacterial static water that you need to reconstitute the peptides with because it's
Mhm.
not for human consumption. But
Right.
you know what? Every medicine was not for human consumption before it was for humans. And I don't think they want it to be for humans. The FDA won't approve it because it is healing people. My
Yeah.
boyfriend had a torn rotator cuff or something torn in his shoulder. He did the peptides for 6 weeks and he's back to benching the same amount of weight that he did before the injury. So I
Now when
think
you say
you need to look into peptides. I think it's 149 or 148 or something like that. But Google the peptides. It really works.
Now you're saying peptides. You could just get that from the doctor, and they fill it at a
Injections. No, the
pharmacy. Oh,
doctors won't give it
injection.
to you. My doctor
Oh,
wouldn't give me
okay.
the bacterial static water. That's only like $6 a bottle. He wouldn't give me a prescription for it, so my boyfriend got it for me and just had it shipped to me. But
Oh, wow.
yeah, because
Okay.
he's like, it's not for humans. I'm like, I'm not going to turn to a horse. You know, I mean, it's like, what can it? I mean, what? I mean, I don't know. It's who knows. All I know
Yeah.
is that I've been doing it in both my shoulders. You do 6 weeks on, 6 weeks off. But because I was doing it like one day here, one day the next day, you got to just injections. And
Right. Right.
this shoulder, I'm not having any more pain in it. This left one still got pain, but I got to wait. I got like 3 more weeks to go, and then I'm gonna start back shooting this one up this time.
Right.
Doing it.
Well, it's kind of like the weight loss shot. You know what I'm saying? There's so
Yeah.
many things that have so many side effects. Like
Right.
my doctor won't even give it out anymore because he said there's so many side effects. You can get side effects for after 5 years even. And
Really? Oh, well,
oh
I took
yeah.
the shot. I take the shot every week.
What do
Me
you need to
too.
lose weight for?
I
Well, yeah, but
lost
you have it
weight.
for diabetes, but
Oh
what?
yeah, no, I lost weight. I use the semaglutide.
Right, but
I
that's what I'm
did it.
saying. Just be careful. There's a lot of side effects to
I
that.
only use like 5 IUs. I only use it for a little bit because I got
Yeah.
I got to my goal weight, and so now I'm at my goal weight. So I just use a little. I didn't even do it this week because I had surgery last week, so they said don't
Right.
do it last week, and then I'll do it next week.
I don't know, Missy. I've seen you. You do not look like you need to lose weight to me. I'm sorry, you
I
don't.
have a
I
bad
do, but
I
you
have
don't.
a bad weight problem. My weight goes up and down, up and down, up and down.
Yeah, what, 5 pounds?
No, more than that. More than that. It goes up. It's crazy. But now
Well,
that
just
I've gotten older, though, it's kind of stabled out a little bit.
yeah.
You know,
Well,
that I
just
got
be
on.
careful because that's
Oh,
a
I
lot of
know.
that stuff does have a lot of side effects. Anyway, we're
Oh, I
getting off
know.
of wrestling now. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
that's okay.
But when you were up in the East Coast,
Mhm.
when you were with the WWE, how was your time there?
Oh, it was horrible. I was in like there 6 weeks, and it was the worst time of my life. And I wish I'd have never gone there. I wish I would have never broke up with Eddie and left Johnny and went with Johnny to WWE, and then maybe I wouldn't have had the experience that I had. But everything
What
in
kind of
life happens for a
experience did you
reason.
have?
Huh?
What kind of experiences did
Oh,
you
I just
have?
didn't have a very good experience, and Vince McMahon's not a very nice person. I mean, he likes to poop in girls' heads, on
Yeah,
girls'
well,
heads. I mean, that just goes to tell you what kind of a man he is. He, to me, is just the worst excuse for a man, and I didn't have a good experience with him. He didn't treat me very nice, and I it's a shame. It's a
yeah.
shame.
It is a shame because he built an empire and he could have probably done a whole lot
And he
better.
sold it. He didn't
And
even give it to
yeah,
his kids. What a,
no.
you know, if that was my dad, and my dad would have sold the company out for, I would have beat my daddy up. I had my mom beat him up. That's what I would have done.
There
I
you
had my mom
go.
take the frying pan and go whack daddy in the head. Yeah,
Yeah,
I can't
well,
believe that he would sell that company
yeah,
from his
sold it and
kids.
he sold it for I think over $9 billion
I
for
know.
him.
It
Yeah.
doesn't matter. It's not the money. It's more that this is a legacy that was passed down from your father to you, and you can't even pass it to your children and grandchildren.
Yep. Actually,
That just
his
shows you what kind
grandfather
of man that
started
he
it.
is. He's not a
Yeah.
man.
No, actually it was his grandfather, went from his grandfather to his father to him.
Right to
But
him.
yeah, and then the children I guess what'll happen, I guess when he passes, they'll inherit whatever money he's got, but I understand what you're saying. I agree with you.
Yeah.
He should have
It
given it
wasn't
to
his.
them.
It wasn't his. He was only the
No.
custodial to it. He was supposed to pass that along. And that's what just goes to show me that he's not a mensch. He's not a real man.
No,
You know.
he's not.
Agreed.
And we had this big talk on one of the other podcasts about that pending lawsuit. And somebody wrote to me on my podcast stating that they were like defending Brock Lesnar. And I was like, no, no, absolutely not. If everything had worked out the way they had planned it, Brock would have been right there. He
Oh,
would have been
Brock
a
would have been
part of
right there
it.
too. And what I don't understand, if I would have been his wife and I found that out, he came home, he'd be trying to put his key in the door. Be
And
like,
yeah,
no,
it wouldn't
lots have
go.
changed. I'd have Igor out there like this going,
No,
I don't care who you are. You ain't coming here. And
I don't know.
I ran up all his credit cards. Oh, I would have. Oh my God, I
Oh,
can't
you sound like me.
believe.
Oh my God, you sound just like me. But you're right. I mean, how did she stay with him? Why do women do
I
that?
have no idea. I have no idea. He just must have a little thumb on her right there like that. I don't
Probably
know.
does.
I don't
He
know.
probably, well,
Yeah,
look at
he
where they
seems like a
live.
very controlling type
Yeah.
of individual, and she
Oh,
probably
yeah, that'd be
can't
somebody like
leave, you
this.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
probably
they're living
can't.
out, they're living out in Saskatchewan, like way out in the boonies out there, you know.
Oh my God,
And
that's probably she probably doesn't have a car, and she's probably doesn't have any shoes or anything. He leaves her out there with no shoes and a hungry man dinner underneath the door.
oh my God, Missy, you're funny as hell. But I understand that. I understand that. And he just does not present himself as a nice man. And I feel
Mhm.
bad because he has children. And these kids, what are they learning? I mean, what did children learn from these types of things, you know?
I don't
Um,
know.
and
I
his
don't
his
know.
daughter looks exactly like him.
Oh,
Exactly
really?
like
Oh,
him.
that's a
Oh
scary
my God.
thought.
If you put a long blonde wig on Brock, you'd get
Right.
his daughter. Yeah. Yeah. That's for
I
sure.
never even thought about that.
Yep, yep.
That's
It's
an ugly
true.
girl. I
It's
don't know
true.
to say that. That's a mean thing to say because I don't know what she looks like. But I'm just saying, Brock is a girl, so not a very pretty girl.
Uh, well, no, it's not. It's not. But anyway, so let's talk a little bit about the WWE. Still, what do you think about the WWE today?
Well, you know what? To be honest with you, I don't really watch it. I got other stuff to do on my time than to watch their
Mhm.
nonsense.
Yeah.
So
Okay. A lot of
I
people
don't really
say
know
that.
their product. I don't know what they're doing.
Okay. Well, I was told by one of our listeners specifically if I would ask you about Tammy Sitch,
Uh-huh.
her rise and fall. If you could elaborate on that a
I
little
think it's
bit.
just so sad. Let me tell you something. The camera loved this girl. The
Yeah.
camera just absolutely loved her. She would just sparkle in front of the camera, whether it was paper or tape, video, whatever. The camera loved her. And
Yeah.
and it was her birthday, I think, today. Dawn Marie sent me a thing that, Tammy turned 53 today or 50. I don't know. I forget how old she is.
I think I
But
saw that. Yeah.
yeah. And I'm just thinking to myself, oh my God, this poor girl. I mean, I shouldn't say poor girl because that's the wrong thing to say. I mean, she did kill somebody. But we had been saying it, me and my best friend were saying that, like, when is she's gonna kill somebody one day. She's gonna kill somebody one day. And lo and behold, if anything, she did. And I think it's so sad. I wish she would have gotten the help that she could have gotten a long time ago.
Yeah.
Hopefully she's getting help now because she's got 17 years, I think, to get sober
Yeah.
and get straight. And hopefully when she gets out, she doesn't celebrate by tying one on.
Yeah.
Hopefully she
Exactly.
stays clean. I
Yeah.
really hope so because I had fun times with her. Me and her I had fun with her doing Vixens. I had fun time with her.
So were you
I don't have
guys were
anything bad to
close?
say about her at all.
Hmm.
So,
You guys were close back in the day.
well, when we did Wrestling Vixens, we were.
Okay.
So
Yeah, but
I had fun with her.
she went down a slippery slope, and
Yeah,
it's
she sure
sad.
did.
Yeah, and it's a shame because
It
now,
was
like
so
you
hard.
said,
It was so hard for me to get her to take her clothes off, for the first Vixen shoot. I was like, come on, Tammy, show some boobie. Show some boobie. Come on. Take your pants off. Do this. No, no, no. And now, then she does a porn. I'm like, oh my God.
guess she didn't have any trouble with that later
She
on,
had no
right?
problem doing that. And I was just like,
No.
and she owes me a computer because I watched 20 seconds of the porn and it killed my computer. It was like
Oh my God, are you serious?
the promo for it, and my computer died. So she owes me a computer. She owes me a laptop.
Oh my God. Do you talk to her ever? Do you keep
I
in touch with
haven't.
her?
I have her info, and I sent her an email a while back, and she never emailed me back. So I don't know if she ever got it or anything, but I
Well, I
did
don't
try
know.
to reach out to
She
her
may
because
not even
I'm
have
sure she doesn't have that many people reaching out to her now.
she
So
may not have access to that stuff though.
she does because
She does.
Matt, my boyfriend, has a friend that's in Lowell with her right now. She's at Lowell
Mhm.
Women's Correctional Institute by Ocala, Florida, and so I know they have oh, what do they call it, iPads or something there.
Oh,
They
okay.
have
Okay.
iPads. Yeah,
That's a shame. I hope everything works out for her as well.
I know. I
And
hope she gets the help that she needs. I hope she does.
yeah. Well, I hope she does too. And nowadays, they do have in these facilities, they do have a lot of support. They have a lot of
Yeah.
programs. They have a lot of, she could get a degree. She could get all kinds of education, all
Oh
kinds of
yeah,
learning
yeah. She can
tools.
go to
Yeah.
12 step. She can do all
Yeah.
that. My roommate was in jail or in prison,
Hmm.
so I know that they have all that.
Yeah,
Everybody
they
deserves a
do.
second chance, I believe.
Yeah, and everybody does. I believe that wholeheartedly.
You know.
So let me ask you a question. Are you familiar at all with AEW?
Oh yeah.
All right. What if you had to compare what you know about WWE to AEW, what would your opinion be?
Well, I think AEW has a better product, just because everybody in WWE to me, when the last time that I watched it for WrestleMania, the first night at WrestleMania, because I was at a watch party in Vegas and I was
Mhm.
paid to watch it. So I watched it. But to me, all the girls looked the same except for Charlotte Flair. She had a little bit more pizzazz than everybody else. But it looked like the same costumer does everybody's costumes. All the guys kind of looked the same to me. They were generic. They were like, if you could slap one with a different color tights and put him in there, he'd be the same as somebody else. At least
Right.
at AEW, there's more individuality, and that's what I like about wrestling is the individuality. I mean, I want my 80s wrestling back. I want my bleach blonde guy. I want my hacksaw Jim Duggan. I want my big, Andre the Giant. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want all
Yeah.
my different kind of types of guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I grew up and that's what I like. So of course that's what I want to see. But that's not what wrestling is nowadays. But
No.
AEW, at least they have, they got Chris Jericho. I mean, they got who's really underrated is Blake Christensen, who I loved him from
Okay.
Game Changer. Game Changer is that's the kind of wrestling that I like to watch, that I enjoy, is like Game Changer, AAA, New Japan, stuff like that. That's what
Yeah.
I like. WWE is just too, it's like pluck them out and put someone else in here. And who's that guy?
Exactly.
That guy looks like the last guy,
Exactly. And it's funny you say that because we were talking about that again too, and how the WWE, their storytelling is so off key now, where they have like a certain, like so many people do like certain moves, and that's all you see during the match. It's like everything is the same. It's like same thing with John Cena. He's going to retire and everything, but even he said it. He said he always felt bad because he's only got like 5 moves, and he
right?
does the
Yeah.
same exact thing, and he said that when people in the audience started to say you can't wrestle, which he couldn't, he started to learn. He said that himself. He started to learn different moves and he started to try different things. And then he tried to do that when he became a heel. He wanted to be a heel in the worst way, and it just didn't pan out. He's just not heel material,
No, he's not a heel. He doesn't
No.
even look like a heel. I
No,
mean, to
no, he
me,
doesn't.
he doesn't own a pair of wrestling boots. So to me, he's not even really, I don't know. I
Yeah,
even own a pair of wrestling boots. I'm not a wrestler. I own a pair of wrestling boots. Why doesn't he own a pair of wrestling boots?
Because he's John Cena. He can do whatever he wants, I guess.
And you know what really aggravates me about these new guys? If you get their autograph, like I pride myself in if I even sign 500 photos, if I have to do an autograph signing or something, and doing like a thing where they pay me to sign 500 pictures or whatever,
Yeah,
I pride
right.
my first one on looking as good as the last one. You can't even read their writing. You can't even see who wrote that.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
yeah.
don't they take pride in themselves? Don't they take pride in their signature? Don't they
No,
want
because they don't
all of
they
them
don't
to look
feel this.
alike?
No, they
I
don't
don't
feel
get
the same
that.
way about the fans. Missy, the fans have gone from up here when you were in to down here now, because it's like we've said that over and over again, that especially the WWE and the AEW, both of them though, when you go to see an event and you go to get an autograph from a wrestler, everything is set up where today you're paying hundreds of dollars.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
For an
If I
autograph.
paid $300 or $500 for some guy's signature and it's not really, really nice and I can read it, oh, I'd be upset. The best autograph I got was from MJF. He signed me a trading card. He said, "To my favorite rat."
Oh, a rat.
And it was for
Your
my best
favorite
friend.
rat.
It was for my best friend Eric, but I was like, "Eric, I can't give this to you. It was signed to me."
Oh, that's funny. That is
it's
so
in my
funny.
makeup case. It's in my makeup case. I have it in my makeup case. So
That is nice. When did you get that?
I just saw him about 6 months ago in Boca Raton, at Boca Raton wrestling show that I was on, and he was there.
He's very cool. I think
I
he's
like
very
him.
Yeah, Yeah, I like him too.
He's the coolest
he's
guy. Well, he's Jewish, so he's got to be cool. So
You're Jewish as well?
Yeah.
Okay. He's great on the microphone.
Oh,
Okay.
he's
Number one.
fabulous on the microphone.
He is. He's really good. And he's good in the ring.
I
And
would love to see him and Blake Christian do something, but I know they won't do that. But that's just my thingy.
well, you never know. Maybe you throw a little suggestion in there, It's like
Nobody
every time.
listens to me. I'm a woman, damn it. Nobody listens to me.
Well, you know what? And it's funny you should say that because every time we do a podcast, when I put it on Twitter, and I at Tony Khan and I at Will Ospreay and I at a lot of the AEW people. And I'm thinking maybe one day, maybe one of them will just say, this lady's annoying me every week. Let me just
Every
look
week,
at
maybe
it.
I should just do something.
Yeah. Let me
See,
just
what
look
I
at it.
wanted to do, and I told this to somebody, I'm not going to mention any names who I told this to, but they need to do this in AEW and WWE. They need to get some old timer. I don't know. I mean, I am an old timer. I am. I have to say that. But, have them give them like 3 or 4 people to work with that need character development and interview to help them work, and do like a one-on-one coaching with them. And then once you get them going good, then you give them a couple more people to work with, and then you go to work with a couple more people. You'd have those
Exactly.
people, and so like when I was wrestling, we worked 7 nights a week. So you either
yeah.
had to get better, or that's it, you're gone. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
Nowadays, you don't get really a chance to shine and work and have a smaller territory that you can go and work and get your game going, and then go to a bigger territory, and then go to a bigger, you know what I'm saying? Like go around a different, and then come back to that one all shined up and looking good with new boots and new gear on and stuff. You don't get that opportunity now. But if you see somebody obviously they're a great worker, but their interviews really stink, give them a coach.
Exactly.
What is wrong with that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
They certainly have enough money to do that with.
Exactly.
And it's not
Why
that
don't
hard.
you give the best product you can to the wrestling fans? Why do you have to give them lackluster, these promos that are scripted? Oh my God. I'm not an actress. I cannot read somebody else's words and make them sound like my own.
Right.
Tell me what I need to do. Give me the bullet points, and I'll go out there and I'll give you a promo that will be 110%.
Right.
But don't, when they do these lackluster promos that are scripted, that are just horrible, and you can tell that they took pause because they wait and there's no crowd reaction.
It's like they're reading it off a teleprompter too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. But like years ago, like you said earlier, like Dusty would just say to you, go ahead and go. I know you can do it. Okay. Yeah. A lot of the wrestlers, and including yourself, told us this on our podcast, that a lot of times they didn't even know what they were doing. They learned to wrestle match per match per match. Yeah. You go in, they knew the finish, but you go in and there was no training. There was no wrestling school. Like there's a million.
You know what
now.
Really aggravates me? I'm not going to say when or where or anything like that, because I'm not going to knock anybody. But when I was at like an indie show a while ago, I'm sitting there and they're going over their matches in the ring, and there's all these. I mean, everybody knows wrestling's not real because Vince McMahon had to stooge it off and say we're liars and we're cheats and we're all this other stuff. But you're going over your match, and there's all these arena people and other people walking all around, and you're going through I'm like, oh my God, you can't go somewhere private and do that? Do you have to do it out there? Like,
what happened? What happened to kayfabe?
A little bit of kayfabe, just
a little bit, right? Kayfabe is no more. It really
no
isn't.
More. There's no more kayfabe. No. Now we're all
kayfabe
liars and
cheats
and
now.
Liars and cheats and everything else.
Exactly, and that's the issue. Years ago, I remember, and I know you know who Dominic DeNucci is, but years ago, he would come over my house all the time. And a lot of times he would bring his students from his school over. And I always had company and that kind of stuff. And somebody would come in who wasn't part of the crew, part of our group, And as soon as Dominic saw them, the first thing he said was kayfabe.
Kayfabe.
To everybody. Yeah.
Right.
Everybody. And everybody just shut up. It was like crazy. It was like synchronization. Yeah. That's it. Done deal. No more talking. But, but that's why, like years ago, everybody learned in their matches in the ring. They went in the ring, kicked the hell out of each other, whatever. Now they have so much rehearsal So
And you know
much
what's so
rehearsal.
bad? Let me tell you, we went to a WWE show here in Tallahassee, and I went with my girlfriend Sherry, and she doesn't watch wrestling. Her sons watch a little bit of it, but she never really watched it. And we're sitting there watching a match, and they messed up, and they went and they redid the spot. And she looked at me. She goes, "Did they just mess up and do that again?" I'm like, "Oh my god! If she can figure it out, everybody can figure it out. My dog can figure that out." You know? And I'm just like, what do they do when they mess up? I mean, I'm working with this young guy that works Tallahassee Championship Wrestling, and I went and I managed him, and I went and helped him with his match, and I was telling him different stuff to do. I go, "Listen, if you mess up something, you better know where you're at in the match. Do not redo it again. I'll leave. If I'm a manager, I'll walk. I'll just leave. I'll get in my car and go. I don't need to be here." You know, but if you do that, I go, you need to pick up. You better know where you're at in the match. That if you screw up, don't try to redo it again, because everybody and their mother, and even the little welfare babies running around, they know that you're redoing it again. So
Exactly. But
don't do
the
that.
problem with that is, like you said, though, once Vince said that it was entertainment, and then they did something. What's that called, Jeannie? That real thing that was on
Unreal. I
Unreal.
was just going to bring that up. Yeah, the second season of it is said to come out January 20th, I think it's.
See, and this is what I don't like. I don't know if you know anything about it, but this Unreal has everybody looking at the boardroom, you know, where they're talking about, well, I think this match will be good versus this match, which is fine. But then it's like, you know, well, we'll have so-and-so do this and do that. And then everything, it's like everything comes out.
Let's just ruin it. Let's just ruin Christmas for everybody.
Exactly.
They had
Santa Claus not real. That's what's ridiculous. You know, let's bring back wrestling. Like, I don't know. The cat's already out of the bag. There's no way to put the genie back in the box or whatever, or the genie back in the bottle. I don't know. I know that I have my Dark Side of the Ring episodes coming out in April. The new season is.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's I love that series. I love
they're doing one on me.
Wow.
Which is weird because I haven't killed anybody. I'm not in jail. Nobody's killed me.
But you were married to Eddie Gilbert. How did that go?
I know. Yeah. Well, I was married to Eddie. I guess that's how I got in there. I don't know.
Well, how was that marriage? I mean, what happened in that?
He was just, you know what? I should have known, because he cheated on me with his first wife, but I didn't know he was married when we first got together. And so I should have known when I found out that he was, that if he's going to cheat on her, he's going to cheat on me.
Exactly.
You know, and he did. And, you know, I don't want to say anything. You know, he's gone. He's passed away and everything like that. But I should have been smarter, but I wasn't. I was young and dumb, and, you know, we learn from our mistakes. But everything in my life happens for a reason. And where I'm at right now, I'm so happy. And I got a great guy in my life, and I'm just really, really happy. So
awesome.
I guess I wouldn't be where I'm at if I wouldn't have had all the crap that happened to me. So,
well, they say if you don't go through your trials, you never get to your triumphs.
That's true. I like
that's
that.
important.
That's
that's important. I want to ask you about one more man in your life. I know I'm not going to hit them all, but
that's okay. There's just too many. No, I'm just kidding.
I had a good few myself. But you dated Scott Putski for a while.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that didn't go well either, right? As far as I remember, because I was very close to his father.
Oh, his dad was a nice guy. His dad's
I dated his father.
Is his dad still alive?
Yeah, he's going to be 85 in January.
Oh my God, and that's young. 85 is not that old. Okay, that's awesome. I'm glad
Ivan and
still alive.
Ivan and I were actually seeing each other around the time that you and Scott were, and we, you know, Ivan was telling me about it, and that's another long story.
Well, but, Ivan is the one that told me about Scott, so Ivan is a good stand-up guy. I like Ivan.
Yeah, he was good to me. I got to tell you honestly. And everybody who knows me knows how I feel. I mean, Ivan was probably the best man I ever met in professional wrestling on a
Really?
personal
That's
level.
nice to hear. That's
On a
really nice to hear.
personal
It's a
level,
shame
yeah.
that the apple didn't fall too far from the tree because Scott's not very nice. But I'm
No,
not gonna
I
say anything bad.
and
I
it,
don't
you
like to
know,
say bad. I usually do say bad things about exes, but I decided when I got old that I'm gonna stop saying bad things about exes. So I don't have anything bad to say about him. But it's nice to hear about his daddy because his dad was always very nice and genuinely nice to
his
me.
dad, well, his dad and I met him when I was 17.
Oh
Okay.
wow.
He was 34 and we
Oh my
started dating.
God.
Oh yeah, we started dating. He used to come over to my house all the time. He and my mother were so close, very, he stayed at my house for weeks at a time.
Oh my
And
God. I love it.
yeah, it was great. It was a great time. He was a great guy. And but the thing is like I know for a fact, Scott is one of those people, and I'm going to say this out loud and I don't care. He's one of those people that all of a sudden now he found God.
Oh,
Okay.
has he? Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Now
Well, I
somebody
don't know.
like somebody like me always knew who God was. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
Yeah,
now,
that's
like
kind of a lame excuse to me. It's a
yeah,
lame excuse,
well,
but I don't know.
we had a little tiff on one of the social media things, he and I, because I was asking about his dad, and for some reason he just didn't want to tell me anything about his father.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and I kind of got a little snarky with him, and I was like, "What the
Good.
hell?" And he quoted me something from the Bible right away, and I hate that. Okay, and I went back at him, and I said, and I quoted him something from the Bible, and I said, "You know what? Anybody can quote from the Bible. Anybody can. Number one. And number two, if you don't live what you're quoting, and if you don't know what I'm quoting to you and you don't live that, then you're a hypocrite. Period.
Exactly. Exactly.
Done
Well,
deal."
I'm really
Uh,
lucky because I have MK Bandit. I don't know if you know who that is, Matthew Robles. That's my boyfriend. We've been together for over 3 years now. He's
okay.
coming up on the longest relationship I've ever had. And
God
he is the
bless.
coolest, nicest, most genuine, badass guy I've ever seen, ever been with, ever been around. And I'm very, very lucky to have him in my life. So
How did you meet him?
That's awesome.
I met him through Eddie's third wife, introduced me to him.
Oh,
Eddie
okay.
Gilbert's third wife introduced
Right.
me to Matt. Yeah, up on the phone. She called me. She said, "Are you dating anyone?" I'm like, "Well, I don't think so." I was kind of dating. It was a long story, but anyway.
Okay.
So,
Yep.
so she gave me his phone number because he wanted one of these jean jackets that I do, and so, I called him and we just started talking and we talked for like I fell in love with him on the phone, FaceTiming and everything, and then we met and we've been together ever since. It's just
You
one of
know,
those
it's
Wow.
things
funny.
that we fell.
It's funny. I actually Googled this. Okay. You're going to laugh when
Okay.
I tell you. I actually Googled, is it possible to fall in love with somebody on the phone? And Google had this big, long response. And actually, it is, because you learn about that person's inner being on the phone.
Oh
You
yeah.
learn what they're like as a person, because you don't have to go by appearance and you're like, oh, well, he's hot, she's hot, whatever. But
Right.
on the phone, before you learn their good, bad, you learn rights and wrongs, you learn their
Well,
personality,
one of
their
the first things he
mental,
said to me, because I had called him, I think it was a Sunday night or something, and I had called, or Saturday night, and I had called him. He's like, "Send me a picture." So, okay, now you send me a picture, So we were sending pictures back and forth, and then we started FaceTiming. But I had already fell in love with him before we had met. I fell, I guess, in the love of him. Of who he is and his being or whatever.
Mhm.
And then it was just, and I was praying like when we met, like, oh my God, how's this going to be? Am I going to be weird? Am I going to be weird? How's it going to be? Am I going to not love him anymore? Like I was so nervous when I met him. Like my hands were like sweating and everything like that. And I was like such a
Mhm.
nervous wreck, but everything
Yeah,
worked out great, and
good.
we've been
Yeah, I
together
get.
over 3 years.
Yeah, I recently went on a date, and you get like really nervous. You feel like a little kid again, and you're like, oh my god,
Yeah.
oh my
I
god,
mean,
oh my god,
I haven't been in love, like really, truly love. Like I know every guy I've ever seen or dated or whatever, I have at least 5 crazy breakdowns in a day. At least 5. Okay. Sometimes more,
Mhm.
sometimes less, but average about 5. And most guys, when you're having one of your breakdowns, or you can't find this, or you broke this, or this happened, or whatever emergency is going on at that moment, at that time. Oh, you're so crazy. Why are you always blah, 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 blah? I never, he is like more like, it's okay. We're going to figure this out. Just talk to me right now. Da, 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 da. The way he talks to me, it's not condescending. It's not mean. It's not. it's just so like he listens to me, and he's just so wonderful that I've never ever had that experience. The only other person that ever did that was either my mom or my dad, that had
Exactly.
any kind of like control, or not control, but like could make
Compassion.
everything okay.
Yeah.
Compassion, whatever you want to
Compassion.
call
Yeah.
it. I don't know. But he's got it. Whatever he's got it. So
Well,
I love him for it.
I'll tell you, I agree 100% because I had I told everybody on the podcast I went to a Japanese hibachi restaurant with this gentleman named David, who's one of the
Mhm.
people I say hello to every week. And I was like completely in shock when we got there. Like, he opened the door for me, pulled the chair out for me. And you know what the sad part is, Missy? In my head for a second, I thought he's going to pull the chair out so that I could fall. Okay. That's what you think,
Right.
And I was like, kind of like looking behind me, like, I'm like, wait a minute, am I going to fall off this chair? But he was
Right.
so sweet and so nice. I had such a great time. It was a wonderful experience. And he's a very sweet, kind person. I mean,
That's awesome. Are you seeing him
you
again?
yes, at some point. Yeah, we talk a
Okay.
lot. We talk on the phone all the time. And he's,
Good.
like I said, he's a very sweet man. And it's
That's all. You know
unusual
what? And when
because
it comes down to it, that's what really, really matters is how they treat you and the sweetness of them. Because every morning I rest assured, every morning I get up, I can look at my phone and there's a good morning, beautiful, or a good morning, honey,
yeah,
or whatever. And then I get a good night, we're on 2 hour difference. He lives in Salt Lake City and I live in Florida. So there's
okay.
that 2 hour difference. But I still get that every morning that I wake up, I get one. So
So
I can guarantee it.
how do you accomplish your visits then if he's that far away?
We
I
see each
mean,
other about every 3 weeks or so, but his mom just fell and broke her shoulder. So
oh,
I don't know when we're gonna see each other. We were supposed to be seeing each other like in a week, but I don't know because of his mom just hurt herself. So, but she's going into a rehab facility for 8 weeks. But
oh,
and then
God
my
bless
little
her.
Henry just got hurt, so I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, you have to wait. It's the same with me. You have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah.
Yours is a 2 hour time frame. Mine's a 2 hour distance. So
That's
it's
not bad. 2 hour distance
it's
isn't that bad,
no, no, it's
but
not bad.
you still got a bit when you guys, because he's an engineer, but he also wrestles on the weekends. He's a manager and
Mhm.
stuff, and
Right.
he does that, and he's working with the Good Brothers this weekend and Tommy Dreamer this weekend in Salt
Oh
Lake.
wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
so he's
All
working
right.
with
So
them.
I'm gonna impose on you for a second.
Sure,
Is there any chance we could get him on a podcast with you,
I'm sure
maybe?
he'd love to do it.
Oh, good. That'd be great. If you could
Yeah,
just
I'll give you his
pass
number
that
when we're done.
along, that would be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, if you had any advice today to give to a young lady who wants to get involved in professional wrestling, what would you tell her today?
Oh my God. I would just tell if you really, 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 really want to do it, then go for it and just, be determined. Don't take no for an answer. Be determined. Go out there and get it. You can do it if you really want to do it, but you're going to get your butt kicked.
Yeah,
You
exactly. Well,
might get
now there's
hurt, if you don't mind getting a little bumped and bruised and everything. I don't want to break a nail. That's my,
you're funny. Yeah, I know. You think I would want to break a nail? Look at that.
right.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I know.
yeah.
I know. I just,
But I think today it's so important because like all the young people like train and train and train and train so hard. Again, back in the day, there was really no time to do that kind of training because most wrestlers and you yourself as well, not being a wrestler, but you had to like drive yourself where you had to go. If you were going to stay at a hotel, you had to find your own hotel. You had to pay your own
right.
meals, your own
Yeah.
transportation. And this is how I got involved in wrestling because my parents were heavily involved in wrestling. And what happened was back in the day, all the wrestlers in the WWF didn't know the area, didn't have anywhere to go when it was just territories. My mom and dad
Right.
would scoop them all up, throw them in our car, or have
Oh.
them follow us, come to my house, and they would all stay over. She'd cook dinner and all this other stuff.
And I bet
And
that's probably the only good meal they got that month too.
yeah. And then what happened was she died when I was very young. I was 20 and she passed away. And then I took over and I started having them all at my house and cooking for them and this and that. And then,
Oh, that's awesome.
one thing led to another. And then we started.
The only thing they can get out of me is reservations. I don't cook.
Well, I'll tell you
I
what.
cook for my dogs. I do cook for them, but I don't.
And that's important. That's important. Okay. Because they matter. They do matter. But let me tell you, if you're ever in the area, I will gladly have you over to my house and I will cook for
I'd
you.
love that. Good
Yeah,
Italian
I
food.
yes.
All right. I
Her
want real. I
specialty.
want real meatballs
Yeah.
made.
Oh honey, they're like, let me tell you what I'm making for Christmas this year. I make it every year. I
Uh-huh.
make vodka rigatoni
Ooh.
and I call it gravy, but in my gravy I
Of
put
course, I know what gravy is. It's red
yeah, and
sauce.
it's all from scratch. There's no
Oh, I
jars
love
involved.
it.
It's all scratch. I do meatballs handmade, okay?
Mm.
I actually start cooking like 2 to 3 days ahead of time. And I do sausage and I do chicken breast and put all that in the gravy. I
Right.
always cook it overnight in a crock pot. By the time it comes time for dinner and we make, homemade garlic bread, the whole 9 yards, by the time it's ready for dinner, like everything's just breaking. Like the
Oh,
meat is
I
so
bet that's so
tender. And
awesome.
so, yeah, I think you should actually try to get up here so that
I would love to.
and we'll have Jeannie over and her son and what my family of choice, I call it. And we'll make a nice dinner if you're ever in the area and you want to
I
come
would
up. I
love
think
to.
it'd be great. It'd be
Okay.
really good. But listen, I'm going to let you go because
Okay.
you've been more than kind. You've been
Oh,
a
well,
very
thank you.
very gracious host, and I appreciate your being willing to answer any questions. And I did kind of jump in here and there in places.
That's
I was a
okay.
little nervous, but you did a great job, and I'm so proud and happy that you came.
Oh,
And
well, thank
hopefully
you.
down the
Thank you for
road,
having me. I appreciate it.
oh God, it's the honor is ours. Maybe down the road we can have you and your boyfriend on. What's his name
Sure.
again?
His name's Matt. Well,
Matt.
MK. They call him MK Bandit, but his name's Matt.
Matt. Okay. MP Bandit. Okay. Everybody look him up. He's in Utah. Okay.
Yep.
But hopefully we'll have you and him on a show. I'm booking now
Okay.
for February. Thank
Okay.
God we're booked until February. That's a
That's
good thing.
awesome.
Yeah. So we're doing that. And, just keep in touch tonight. This
Okay.
is going to drop. Okay.
Now,
If you
Missy,
want,
Let
when
me know. Let me know when it drops, and I'll
where
put it on
can
my social
people
media.
I'll send it to you.
where
Right.
can
Okay.
people follow you on social media?
Oh, just
Instagram,
it's
Facebook.
on Twitter is Missy Hyatt, and then the real Missy Hyatt on Instagram.
Okay, great.
Awesome.
So what I'll do is I'll send you the link on your text message, and then you can
Okay.
push it any way you want. And of course, I'll tag you when Jeannie and I can tag you when
Okay.
we post it
Yeah,
on
that sounds
Facebook.
good.
Okay. But Missy,
Okay.
I can't thank you enough. Thank you
Yes.
so
Thank you.
much. And good luck with that. Wait a minute, I want to ask you one. Wait, no,
Oh,
don't say
sure.
goodbye yet. One more question.
Okay.
You said you're a barber now. Okay.
I'm a barber.
Did you
Yeah, I'm a barber.
did you go to school for that?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Now you do only men's hair or
Only men's. I don't mess with women. They're too picky. You can mess a guy up and they'll still come back to you and give you a good tip. They don't care.
Well, and it's funny you should, because I'm a hairdresser. So
are you?
yeah, I've been since I was 19. I do everybody's hair. But yeah,
Do you
and
really?
it's funny
I don't
you should
want to
say
do
that.
women's hair. I went to barber school, so I can use
Okay.
a straight razor. Like in Florida, if you're a barber, you can use a straight razor, but a cosmetologist can't use a straight razor. Like I can do faces, heads, and all
I
that
do.
stuff. I mean, I learned that in school, but
When I was
don't do it.
when I went to cosmetology school, we back in the day, of course, we did use straight razors. I can
Oh,
use
did
them.
you really?
What
Oh
we
my
had
God.
to do for our test is we had to take shaving cream off of a balloon with a straight
I
razor.
heard about that. That's my
Oh,
teacher
yeah.
told me about that. I would have knocked that. Shit would have gone everywhere if I would have had to do that.
I can't believe I actually did it. I actually did it. So it
That's
was great.
amazing.
Yeah, I loved it. I
I
loved
learned how to
every
do it by
minute of
shaving my legs with a straight razor. So it was like
Okay.
if I can do my legs without nicking, then I can do somebody's head and face. So
Absolutely. It's some of the best stuff in the world. And and you make a lot of friends doing that, and you have a
yeah,
lot
it's
of
so much fun.
conversation.
I love
and
doing. I only
it
work
is.
a couple days a week, but I enjoy it and I have fun doing it. So
Well, that's all that matters. That's all
Yeah.
that matters. I mean, I still work a full-time job. Jeannie still works a full-time job. I think I'm going to just probably die at work.
me too. I
Yeah.
don't think I'm ever going to quit working. I love working.
No. I tell all the young kids at work, say one day, if you call my name and I don't answer and I'm sitting there, just gently pull the chair back and make sure I don't fall over, because I'll be dead. But listen again, anyway, thank you again so much.
Sure.
It's such an honor.
Thank
We
you,
will be in
guys.
touch.
Okay. Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye. Thank you. Oh, she was great. Wasn't she? What a good
I
show.
love her. I mean,
Yeah,
it
she
was
was
kind of hard
absolutely wonderful.
to be, because it was kind of marking out. Same with like Baby Doll, it was just
Yeah.
like, one of your
I mean, she's-
childhood icons. I
She's
mean,
Missy Hyatt. I mean, come on. It
yeah,
doesn't get much
and
better
it's
than that.
like, kind of marking out a little bit here,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah,
And
no,
she was
she was
kind.
awesome.
She was very
Yeah.
kind and answered everything we asked, which I was really grateful for.
Yeah.
But again, it's an honor to do this show every week. I love doing this podcast. I think I would do it even if we only had one listener. I mean, I don't care. I love doing it. I love talking to these people. They're amazing, wonderful guests. All of them are. And Missy Hyatt was definitely the exception to the rule. So
Yeah.
we just do what we do. Next week, there's going to be a big one. Next week is our 99th, right?
Yeah.
99th episode. We're going to have Super Crazy, and we're
Skid
going
Row
to have
Academy.
Skid Row Academy. We're going to have a hopefully it'll work out. We're going to have a video from the school where they're going to actually be doing it at the school, so we can see wrestlers wrestling. We can see, hopefully we'll figure out how to do that so it looks pretty good. So I hope everybody tunes in next week because it's going to be great. I hope everybody had any of the questions answered. Chuck, I hope you were happy with how we spoke to Missy about what you asked. I hope you got your answers. And that's it. Just great. And Jeannie, I love you. Have a great evening. I will be in touch.
Too. Tomorrow, Super Crazy Show, the 12th.
Right.
And only $5 admission. It's their holiday.
Oh, that's right. That's
a special. And the one match that was just announced, and I'm drawing a blank on the third person, but it's now a 3-way match with your boy, Devious Cass.
Oh, I love him.
And Marcus Mathers.
Ooh,
so that is going to be pretty awesome. And I apologize. I can't remember who the third person is. It's a 3-way.
Well, you know what? You can tell us next week. You can tell us the results. How's that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So we'll wait on that. Also, I wanted to say one thing. AEW on Dynamite this week I didn't watch the whole thing yet, but they had a match between Speedball, okay, the one we thought was not his name, Speedball, against Kyle Fletcher. And I got to tell you, honestly, that was one of the most incredible matches. It was so incredibly good. I mean, the wrestling was phenomenal. The moves that they did, the stuff that they did on the apron, the stuff that they did jumping.
I saw a couple of that. Yeah. It
oh
was
my
like,
God.
My back was killing me just watching it. Like, oh my God.
So good. So good. Also, I wanted to say, Juice Robinson is a gentleman who's on AEW, and I never knew this, but he's married to Tony Storm. How about them apples?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they're married. And also, Jeannie, we have a death. I know you posted it and I posted it. Mr. Regal.
Oh, yes. I totally blanked. Yes.
God bless. God bless. Our condolences go out to his family.
Yes.
And also this Saturday, tomorrow's Friday, then Saturday, we will be watching on Peacock the main event, Saturday night main event. This is John Cena's real honest to God last match. Okay. It's his retirement match. He's going to be fighting Gunther, which I think is going to be good. I wanted it to be Gunther. I really did. So that's going to be his final match. He's retiring after Saturday night. So anybody who wants to watch it, go to Peacock. It's probably the last time I will ever watch Peacock again, because as we have said, I still haven't paid for any pay-per-views other than that one that we split. That's it. Haven't done that. I'm going to just do the trial on Peacock so I can watch Saturday night, and then I'm going to just delete it. But we're doing, it is what it is, and wrestling is always going to be.
Yeah, I don't know about this. Well, first of all, I could care less about John Cena's final match. Like,
okay,
he's been out of it forever anyway, so it's just kind of like, really.
Yeah, but that's their way to make extra money.
But I get it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, I kind of get it.
Yeah.
That is Gunther. Again, I don't care. I really don't care. Could care less.
But you're going to watch it.
We'll see.
You have Peacock, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well,
yeah, I have Peacock for other things, not just
the
WWE. So
yeah,
I have it. I mean, bare minimum
Yeah.
Peacock, but
Yeah, me too.
I have it. And you know, I don't know. We'll see.
Yep. So
I
we'll
don't
see,
know.
and we'll talk about it
Because let's
hopefully next
face it,
week.
if it's going to be, like who do you think is going to win?
Well, I honestly, it could go one of two ways. It's depending on what they're doing. They're
Well,
going to either
yeah.
let John Cena win because it's his last whatever
Right.
with his normal 5 little moves, or Gunther's going to quote unquote retire him like he said he retired Goldberg and promote Gunther. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Cena cares at this point either, to be honest with you. I think this is what he's doing. I think that if it goes out with Cena actually beating Gunther with his 5 moves, I think that's clearly not right. It's clearly fake as hell. Gunther is an excellent wrestler. He really is. He's strong and he's a good wrestler. John Cena is not a good wrestler. I'm sorry. And he's not as strong as he used to be. He's older. Everybody gets like that. You know, we all age and we all have signs of aging. Personally, I would love to see Gunther win. I would. But I don't know. I would like to see Gunther win. What do you think?
If it was a true match, Gunther should win.
Yeah.
I don't know if Cena just doesn't care. I mean, yeah, let's face it, he's doing all this for the payday. And then, but I also think his ego might not let him go out that way. I don't know. I don't know. And then the other thing is there's a lot of rumors out there that this really isn't going to be his final match.
Really?
That The Rock is going to come out and say, your final match is with me at WrestleMania.
I don't know. We'll have to see.
That's a rumor. Nothing's, it's just a rumor. So whether that's actually true or not, I don't know. But either way, I don't care.
The funny thing is, though, The Rock and John Cena have shrunk down to like this size.
I know.
So maybe, I don't know if it'll be worth watching anymore. When Cena was real big and The Rock was real big, yeah. But I don't know. Also, I want to make an announcement, and I don't care that this is not wrestling related. I'm going to say it anyway. Everybody knows how much I love Elvis. On February 27th, there's a new Elvis movie coming out. Everybody's saying it's just his concerts. There's a lot of concert footage there, but they're saying that they found lost footage when they did the most recent Elvis movie. And at the end of the trailer, Elvis, they show Elvis actually saying, everybody's had their say, everybody's had their writing, and they're saying, nobody heard my side. And I just started to cry because I'm like, I would love that to be able to be true. Like for him to actually be able to say, yeah, this is my side, you asses. Leave me alone. Stop your crap. I'm not alive. Just stop it. Leave me alone. Because everybody just is still pouncing on this poor guy. And I mean,
who's pouncing on Elvis?
A lot of people. I mean, I belong to a lot of groups and stuff because they're saying that, and it just infuriates me that he's alive, he's not dead, he sucked.
God.
He was a bad husband and a bad father, whatever. I don't think he was a bad father. He may have been a bad husband, but Priscilla was not the best wife either. I got news for you. But anyway, I know enough because, no, I never met him. I know somebody's going to have something snarky to say. But I have read every word about Elvis since I was a kid, okay? Every word. I've seen everything. I've heard everything. I've read the books, everything. He's not alive. He's dead, number one. I would put money on that. But number two, everybody just says, oh, he died of drugs. He died of drugs. He died of drugs. Okay, but nobody stops to think about the fact that what he had is a lot of what I suffer from. He had IBS and constipation. That's one of the most painful things. And you know that, Jeannie. That's one of the most painful things you can have on a daily basis, okay? He had a bad heart. Bad hearts ran in his family. Chances are if he never did a drug, he would have still died from a heart attack. Lisa Marie had the same issue, okay? The man was literally having difficulty. Done deal. He had a heart attack and he died. Whatever the step up to that, okay? Look at people that take drugs and live to be 95. That doesn't mean he didn't die of drugs. He died because he had a heart attack because he couldn't go to the bathroom. It's that simple, okay? Everything that he had a lot of gastro issues. He had a lot of, nobody ever says anything about that. It's always like, oh, you know, drugs. It's just like with Matthew Perry. He died of drugs, okay? But now they found the person who sold him those drugs or gave him those drugs. They were tainted, okay? So that person is now going to go to jail or is already in jail. Why doesn't anybody stop and think of all the other stuff that's involved? You know, enough about all this. He's not wrestling oriented, so that's it. But anyway, it just grinds my gears. It really does. But anyway, again, Missy Hyatt was great. Thank you, Missy. I'm going to send this to you. Everybody, I just want you to listen. I hope everybody's happy with it. Jeannie, I love you. I'll talk to you over the weekend.
Yes.
You have a great night, great day, great weekend.
You
and I'll talk to you soon and we'll get ready for next week. All right.
Sounds good.
Love you.
Love you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay.